Sai Ram. On the 23rd of November 1971, the 46th birthday celebrations of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, our beloved Swami, were in progress. During the course of his discourse on the birthday, Swami announced that an all India conference of all the Sathya Sai organizations, all the samitis, all the mandalis, all the office bearers, everyone included, would be held towards the end of December, that is Christmas time, December of 1971, at Madras, the city that we now know as Chennai. And therefore, once the birthday celebrations got over, everybody in India, the organization, the office bearers, the members, across the country, they all began to prepare for this All India conference. But then, on the 3rd of December 1971, something dramatic happened. Pakistan launched an attack on India and started a war that we know today as the Third Indo-Pak War of 1971. Now, when this happened, everybody in the organization, all the organizing members, they were all worried because just 20 days away was this All India Conference, and though it was called All India Conference, it was having attendees from different countries of the world, because the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization, as we know it today, was already taking deep roots in multiple countries, and there were a lot of Westerners who would come to Swami, Westerners that included Mrs. Indira Devi. You know, her experience with Swami is something very interesting and amazing, how she got to know Swami and what happened. That is there at this link above, in case you are interested to view it. Apart from that, there was also Dr. John Hislop, and there were many others. And the worry was, if this conflict is going to continue, the Indo-Pak war, then how will all of them arrive to India? Should we cancel this or should we postpone it? Now, when this was taken to Swami, Swami was absolutely peaceful and calm. Swami said that nothing is going to happen to Bharat. Bharat can never be touched. Definitely, dear brothers and sisters, because Bharat is a karma bhumi, it is a dharma bhumi, and that is the reason why Bharat is the most ancient civilization. It has been going on untouched from centuries, millennia in fact, because it has always adhered to Dharma. It is said there is Dharma in the dust of Bharat. Swami says that nothing is going to happen, just continue as planned. Well, Swami said it, but there was definitely worry, there was a lot of trepidation, and the war began to escalate, began to get deeper. And then, nearly 1 week before this conference was to take place, exactly a fortnight, 14 days after that first attack on the 3rd of December, on the 17th of December, Pakistan surrendered. And then was the birth of a new nation, the nation that we know today as Bangladesh. It was East Pakistan before, it was liberated and it became Bangladesh. Swami was smiling as he had smiled throughout that fortnight, and the conference was held as planned. And it was during this conference that Swami made certain statements, certain revelations about Bharat and this conflict with Pakistan. They are very interesting, they are very eye-opening, and they are very inspiring indeed. Now, these discourses are not available in audio form, but they have been duly recorded in the Sathya Sai Speaks and you can access them. The discourses that I am referring to are the ones that Swami delivered on the 22nd and 23rd of December 1971. Now, I wondered when I saw these statements that Swami has made about Bharat and about this conflict with Pakistan as to why these statements did not get prominence, or as we say in the modern day parlance, why didn't they become viral? And that is when I realized that this was also the same conference or the same time when another epochal, monumental and mind-blowingly amazing miracle took place, and that miracle took away all the limelight and prominence. The miracle that I am speaking about is the resurrection of Mr. Walter Cohen, an American citizen, a devout follower of our dear Swami, and Swami resurrected him after he had been declared dead. Now that episode is such a wonderful one, such a detailed one, and so full of thrills and inspiration that I would like to keep it aside for a separate video. And so, let me begin by reading out the first excerpt. Swami says, "You have gathered here as office bearers of the units of the Sathya Sai organization, activating the villages and towns of this land. I am happy to be with you. You all know that this gathering has a special significance. Last week, you and all those connected with the organization were afraid that this conference might not meet at all, for this country was invaded by enemies and we were in the midst of a conflict. But today, fear and anxiety have gone and there is this atmosphere of Ananda around you." Ananda means bliss, causeless happiness, as Swami beautifully defines it. The discussion on the difference between happiness and bliss is present at this link above in case you are interested. That day, Swami showed that every word that he utters is a Veda. Even when he says something very casually, we think it is casual, we think that Swami is making fun or Swami is cracking a joke. But dear brothers and sisters, every word has deep meaning at different levels. And when that meaning unfolds, we get thrilled. Just as brother Tarashankar got thrilled when a joke or a word in jest of Swami manifested in the most mind-blowing way. That story is captured at this link above. When the avatar utters a word, the whole universe conspires to make it come true, and that is the reason why it is thrilling to note the next few statements by Swami. Swami says, "This conference was decided upon by Sai. It is Sai Nirnaya, the decision of Sai. Nothing can interrupt the realization of that resolution. Last November on the 23rd, the day when this body took birth, I announced, as you know, that Bharat will not suffer any calamity or distress. Therefore, when the conflict with Pakistan came about, you began doubting whether that announcement was contradicted by events." Swami goes on to say that you might have had doubts, you had arguments, you had debates, you had discussions. But all those are in vain, are futile. Don't indulge in that useless slander and talk. Have faith, have courage, have confidence. And then Swami went on to say that Bharat is a country that is noble, that is full of Dharma. And Bharat is never an aggressor. Bharat has always loved peace. Bharat has never initiated any conflict with anyone from historical times. But Bharat loves peace, and therefore Bharat defends peace with all her might. That is what Swami said. And Swami said that this conflict also with Pakistan was not an attack on Pakistan by Bharat. No, no, no. Bharat, in fact, protected Dharma, protected peace for those people who were yearning for it. Let me read out Swami's exact words. "This civil war in Pakistan forced millions of terror-stricken people to seek refuge in India. They prayed in their agony that we should help them. And true to our traditions and our Dharma, the moral code, we sacrificed a great deal and gave them food and shelter and sent them back to their." Swami goes on to say that a Hindu, what is the meaning of Hindu? Him means himsa, du means dura. Himsa dura, one who stays far away from violence. That is a true Hindu, and Bharat is a Hindu country. It stays away from violence. But that is the strength of Bharat. It should never be considered as the weakness, because when violence comes and starts to disrupt peace and harmony, that same love for peace becomes the great strength and resolve of Bharat, and Bharat will leave no stone unturned to achieve peace again, to achieve righteousness again, to achieve Satya, Dharma, Shanti and Prema, even if that involves a war. Let us remember Ramayana. Lord Rama never shied away from lifting the Kodanda against the evildoers, the Kodanda bow. Lord Shri Krishna, he masterminded an entire Mahabharata war in order to protect Dharma and stand for the righteous and just people. In fact, Swami goes on to say that this was not a conflict against Pakistan. It is in fact a great seva or a service that Bharat did. After that, Swami also quells any remaining fear or worries that the people in the audience and also people of the future like you and me who will be reading this discourse. For us, he says these. Let me read them out for you. Swami says, there are still a few who are bothered with anxiety since Bhutto has become the leader of that country and his intentions are not friendly. You need not entertain any fears on that score. It is inevitable that Pakistan might harbor some resentment at their defeat. But that resentment cannot grow into anger sufficient to induce them to fall upon India again. When we think of these statements, dear brothers and sisters, Swami says that never again will Pakistan start a war against India. Well, they might keep doing things in their resentment, incursions, terrorist attacks, these things, those things. Never will they have a courage to start an all-out war, despite whatever they may claim. You know, I was just doing a research and I found that in 1971, at the end of that war, when Pakistan surrendered, more than 90,000 troops of Pakistan surrendered, gave up arms. They laid down their arms and the whole world proclaimed a victory, and it is there for all to see. Bangladesh was formed. A new country has been carved out. Half of Pakistan became Bangladesh. And yet, the reports or the newspapers, when we look at Dawn, for instance, in Pakistan on the 17th of December, this is what their headlines say. Anybody reading it will think that Pakistan had a victory. So yes, any country or anybody might claim anything, but that doesn't change the truth. Just because someone says that a star is a piece of coal, it doesn't become that. And just because somebody says a piece of coal is a star, it doesn't become that. Truth remains the truth, irrespective of what anybody says. And on the next day, the 23rd of December, Swami spent some time in speaking about the greatness and glory of Bharat to reaffirm that in every heart that was seated there. Let me read out those beautiful words now. A few years ago, in 1965, both Bangladesh and Pakistan invaded India. Recently, Bangladesh sought refuge with India since Pakistan decided to hold it down by terrorizing the people. The people of Bharat did not in the least remember the enmity of the people of Bangladesh in the past against them in their hour of mortal distress. They welcomed them with brotherly love and helped them with food, shelter, clothing, and saved millions of them from extinction. Swami says that the great culture of Bharat is that despite all of this, there is so much love and righteousness that they are ready to forgive, forget, and move on. But once again, let me reiterate what Swami says, that this strength of Bharat should never be considered a weakness, because when that happens, what Bharat will do is unimaginable, because Bharat is backed by the most powerful force in the universe. Dharma, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, dharma eva hato hanti. Dharma protects those who protect Dharma, and Dharma destroys those who try to destroy it. When we have a look at those countries that are trying mischief against India today, including Pakistan, just look at the social condition, the economic condition. They're on the verge of destruction. There is nothing over there. It is time that they all wake up and realize that we have to kalasi melasi perugudam, kalasi melasi tirugudam, sahana bhavatu, sahana bhunaktu. Let us work together unitedly, harmoniously in the true spirit. Because if some cheating is tried over there, you are the one that will get destroyed, because Bharat is backed by Dharma. Dear brothers and sisters, before I conclude, I have a prayer to Swami and a request to all of you to join me in that prayer. A prayer for the souls who have been martyred in this Dharma Yuddha, in defense of Dharma, in defense of Shanti, and in defense of Satya, defense of truth, peace, and righteousness. A prayer also for those who are involved every day in this defense of Satya, Dharma, and Shanti on the borders within the country. And let us take a pledge to defend this Satya, Dharma, and Shanti and Prema in our own hearts. Because as Swami says, the root cause for this external manifestation of asatya, adharma, ashanti, and hatred. So while our soldiers, our patriots fight on the borders and fight against terrorism, let us also fight against this terrorism in our own hearts. Let us become embodiments of truth, embodiments of righteousness, and embodiments of love, as Swami would always address us, Prema Swarupulara. Dear Swami, may we always be your Prema Swarupulara, and may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Hind, Bharat Mata ki Jai, Jai Sai Ram.